glad you're all here because you're all winners, right? You all won medals. That's awesome. And what we're going to do, and this is more for the adults' benefit than you guys, maybe some reminders, but you've been through this. You know what I'm going to talk about. So what we tell the kids, and obviously what we tell all of you, is the first rule of bike safety is what?
Wearing a helmet.
Wearing a helmet. Absolutely. So I do tell the kids this, but I also encourage them to continue to wear helmets as well as adults. Helmets, by law, have to be worn until they're 16. That's the law. I'm obligated to tell them that. But as I also say, why would you not continue to wear a helmet? Especially if you're riding on the street, right? So we encourage you to continue to wear your helmets way past 16 years old, okay? Especially if you're riding on the road. As you see, helmets come in all shapes, sizes, colors, designs, and they're all great, and they're all designed to do the same thing. A properly worn helmet does two things. One, it protects your head, right? Protects the brain in your head, okay? The brain is the most important part of your body, right? Okay, helps you do everything you know how to do. But again, a helmet worn properly should stick out over your face at least an inch, and therefore will protect your face as well. Sometimes accidents happen where we're going face first toward the ground. That helmet worn properly is going to protect your face as well. Okay? So remember that. Wear your helmets properly. We also tell them again, all shapes, sizes, colors, it's all wonderful, but the plastic, the outside, is not what protects their head. What protects their head, what protects your head, is what's inside the helmet. That hard foam rubber, that hard foam, that's what protects your head. That's what absorbs any contact you would have hitting the ground. Okay? You all remember that? Right? Yeah? So that's really what does. So every helmet has that hard foam in it. Right? Everybody see that? Good? Okay? So again, it protects your brain. Everything that you know how to do is because your brain is healthy. We don't want them to get hurt. We've had several incidents in town of kids getting hit on their bikes. Obviously, kids wearing their helmet do not get head injuries. Maybe scrapes and bruises, maybe broken bones, but those will heal in time. You're not wearing your helmet, you're hitting your head. You got, potentially hurt your brain, and sometimes brains don't heal for a very long time. So we don't want anything to happen to you, right? We also talk about clothing, what kids wear when they're riding their bikes, what adults do when they ride their bikes. You guys and girls are all perfectly set with that. We encourage them to not wear baggy pants, sundresses, make sure shoelaces are tied, which they are. We encourage them not to wear sandals or open-toed kind of shoes. Crocs are okay. You don't want anybody to hurt their toes, etc. Okay? There you go. So, also, bikes. We make sure bikes work properly. Make sure there's enough air in our tires. Make sure the brakes work properly. The fact that they're all here today means they've all passed that test, in my view, or they wouldn't have gotten medals, to be honest with you. So you guys are all in great shape and looking ready to go. We also talk about riding on the road. If you're riding your bike on the road, you have to follow the same rules as if you're driving a car. You have to ride on the right side of the road, and when you're on the right side of the road, as close to the side of the road as possible. There's an actual exercise that you will do that displays that. You've already been through that. You have to stop at stop signs, stop at red lights, all that good stuff, right? You can ride on sidewalks. If you have to, that's okay. Obviously, people are walking on sidewalks. If you're coming up from behind somebody, just warn them that you're coming on a bike, and that lets them know they can move aside and let you go by. Especially if they're walking their dogs. We've had incidents of dogs, unfortunately, nipping at kids or at other adults. Dogs get startled. That's what they tend to do. So we want to warn people we're coming. Right? Navish? Good? All right. So we also teach them signals because none of these bikes have turn signals or brake lights or anything like that. So what we encourage them to do is know what those signals are. So if you guys can like step away from your bikes for a moment. If you want to set that down. Here. Thank you. So we all remember our signals? You remember going over those?
Yes.
Yeah? So obviously when you're coming to a stop, you're going to let people know you're stopping. So we simply take our left hand and we set it down by our sides with our palm facing backwards. Right? You remember that? Okay? That lets people know you're stopping. Okay? And sometimes that's difficult. You choose the hand that you feel comfortable removing from the handlebars. Okay? So you come to a stop, you got to go somewhere, right? You're going to go right. What do? Just stick out your right arm. You're on a bike, simply do that. So stick out your right arm. Okay? There you go. Good boy. Your other one. Good? Okay? I know it's confusing. I should probably do that. But that gets confusing. So if you're going to go left, just simply stick out your left arm. Very simple. Let people know where you're going. And then when it's safe to go, make sure that it's your turn and there's no cars coming, then you proceed. Okay? All right? When you're driving the car, people whose signal lights are broken, especially the right one, it's impossible to stick your right arm out the passenger side of the car, right? Right? It's too far. So what they have to do is stick their left arm out and make a signal like this, almost like you're saying hi to somebody. Okay? So those of you driving cars, okay? And that's, again, that lets people. Motorcyclists use that as well. So, so you got to remember those because we're going to come to an exercise that displays that. All right, let's walk our bikes out to the course. I stress to all of you how wonderful your kids are, how well they behave, how well they follow directions. which is extremely important. It's not just riding and being safe, but also, you know, doing what they're supposed to do on a regular basis. And, you know, I applaud all of you for giving them that. So give yourselves a hand, I guess, right? Right, Tom? All right, so on to the awards. Okay, so obviously with the numbers of you here today, you'll all receive something, okay? And we're going to get a big one right out of the way because it's very obvious. But, right, so our first place winner is Adeline. Congratulations. I'm sure you would have won anyway. I'm almost positive of that. Okay, so then we'll go to the 6 and 7. So second place in 6 and 7-year-olds is Matthew Wojtek. You're welcome. And first place goes to Michael Dolan. Okay? Good job, Michael. All right, and last but not least, 8 and 9-year-olds. Third place goes to Violet Sharon. Congratulations. Second place goes to Tucker. Congratulations. And first place goes to Grace Joy. There you go. Good job. Yeah, again, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Kids are always great, and it's my pleasure to do this for them and for all of you. Again, help yourself to the goodies. Maybe we'll see you guys in school. I tend to come to schools sometimes and do safety talks and things like that. So if you see me, come home and say hi. I always like to see how you all are doing. So again, thank you all for coming. Much appreciated, and hopefully we'll see you next year. Okay?